Let's talk about fall prevention. Did you know that falls are the main reason for fatal and non-fatal injury in adults ages 65 and older? And each year, 1 out of 4 older adults will fall, and 10% of them actually fall yearly. While fall risk increases with age, many older adults are actually not aware of their fall risk factors, and they might underestimate their likelihood of falling or getting injured. That's why it's important to know that falls are actually not a normal part of aging, and they can often be prevented. So why are you an important part of Rebuilding Together's fall prevention efforts? That's because over half of the falls among older adults happen at home. But only 16% of the homeowners have the necessary home modifications to safely and comfortably age in place. And the most common spaces where falls occur are in the bathrooms, the bedrooms, and the stairs. So house captains and staff play actually a key role in the homeowner safety and fall prevention within their project plans and in their discussions with clients. You can help clients share their voice in your project plans. You can help them to better understand safety items being recommended and the ones that are being installed in their homes, and how these items can help lower their risk of a fall. By observing the homeowner, you actually can improve your plans on how to prevent falls in their homes. And you can easily do this while walking around and looking for fall hazards in the area, as well as signs that they're at an increased risk of falling. Some of these signs are shuffling or dragging their feet while walking around. Are they showing decreased balance or steadiness? Weaker muscle tone? What about any noticing of them having decreased vision or hearing? Are they rushing around through spaces in their home? Are they distracted while walking around? Look at their feet. Do they have on footwear that has a non-slip rubber sole on the bottom of them? Or is it poor footwear or slippers that they have? Are they nervous about falling? Because actually the fear of falling does increase their risk of falling. So you can look at all of those on the person while also addressing fall hazards in their home. So let's spend the rest of our time looking room by room to prevent falls in their homes. Let's start with floors, stairs, and halls. You want to look at area rugs and throw rugs because these can be a tripping and slipping hazard. So look around and address all of these. You want to look for loose or not secured to the floor. Is there a wrinkle in the rug? Or are there any curled edges on there? Because these can increase a tripping hazard. Are there rugs too thick? Because a person's toe can get caught on there as they're walking over there, as well as a walker or a cane. Look at their stairs, because it can be difficult to see where each step starts and ends. A lot of times with busy patterns, but also it can occur with plain patterns or even wood stairs, where it's difficult to see where they may start and end for each step. So a safe option is to remove the rugs. However, we know many people would like to have the rugs in their homes. So for that reason, you want to secure them using a non-slip mat or a rug gripper tapes on them. When it comes to wood stairs, you can use a non-slip tape on the stairs to give them better traction. But by doing this in a contrasting color, it also allows the clients to be able to see where each step starts and ends. Let's look back at those stairs again, because lighting is important. Shadows, as you can see here, as well as glares. They all can impact seeing where those stairs start and end for each step. So lighting choices can impact the risk of a fall. You want to make sure that indoor and outdoor stairs are well lit. Those shadows on those steps can increase a fall risk. There should be a light switch at both ends of stairs and halls for overhead lighting. One example of a light switch is a motion sensor light switch, which turns on and off as the clients enter and leave the area. You want to light stairs and halls with night lights. This will help prevent any shadows in those areas or any dark spaces. Here's an example. This is a document that we have on the House Captain webpage for you. And these documents, this is called the Safe at Home Accessibility Device Examples and Tips. This has large labeled pictures and fall prevention tips and important information on them for commonly safety items that are installed in homes. You can show clients the images because they are large, and you can share the fall prevention tips to help them better understand these items that are being recommended and installed in their homes. Here's some examples from one of the pages in this document. So for LED lights, we can do a motion sensor power failure night light and flashlight all in one. So while it works as a night light most of the time, if they need it as a flashlight, they just pull this off and they have a flashlight that they can use. This is a directional night light in case they have they want this to be turned either direction. This can go 360, so it can be turned for at whatever angle you need the lighting to face. You can also do a wall plate LED nightlight where the LED lights are actually at the bottom of the outlet cover. Another option for people who do not have a outlet in an area that you want to provide a nightlight is by doing a rechargeable battery motion sensor nightlight. While this does require you to get a charger plug for them so that they can keep recharging their nightlights, it's important because of them being rechargeable. Because some clients have shared that purchasing the batteries to replace for their nightlights gets costly. And so therefore the nightlights don't always get replaced, their batteries don't get replaced. So this rechargeable option helps them to have these around much longer, and all they have to do is plug them in over time. Remove items from stairs and hall floors. We can look at many items and they can be put in organizers or they can be gotten rid of. So these shoes can go in a shoe organizer, in a hall area, or in a closet. They do not need to be on a stairway. These kinds of things like papers are things that can be discussed with the homeowner about possibly getting rid of these. These other items, you can get an organizer to put them in. Get these up off the floor, reduce that clutter. And over here you can see this broom. An easy fix is by attaching an organizer on the wall that you can just hang up that broom on. You can just attach it in there, it clips right in, and that'll take care of that from being on the floor. Because all it takes is one bump and this now falls across the floor here and becomes a trip hazard. When you look at handrails, I know it's been told to you before, but they should be on both sides of the stairs and the full length of the stair. You can see on this one, it actually goes over and attaches to the wall that way and makes it all secured. But this also helps prevent clothing to get snagged on here when they're going up and down the stairs. So no matter if it's outdoor or indoor, you want to make sure those handrails are as long as the stairs and secured on both sides. Some more ways you can do that for lowering the risk of a fall between different surfaces is by getting transition strips. And notice this is a metal one that can get securely screwed into place there. You don't want to get a sticker version because those can just come unstuck and now they're actually a trip hazard. So by having this as a flat transition strip, it can just help even that area out between the two. Same thing when you have a little ledge, a little raise right here between the two surfaces, you can get an angled transition strip there. Let's look at bathroom. This is important because it's the most common place for falls. So in the tub, you want to put non-slip tape or a non-slip mat. And these can provide traction when a client stands or steps in and out of the shower. It's important to know that if you are installing a shower chair or a transfer bench for the tub, that you are thinking about that non-slip mat can prevent the legs from resting securely on the bottom. So you may want to do a non-slip tape. Again, with the organizer, we want to reduce that clutter from the floor, keeping the walkways open and putting items in an easy reach place for them. With the night lights, again, we want to reduce those risks by lighting up that pathway at night. When looking in the shower, you can have a handheld shower head that can go up and down. You see this one actually has a grab bar that it is on, and this can slide up and down that grab bar to adjust to the height that the homeowner needs and is comfortable with having it. And these are grab bars here. We have horizontally, vertically. You can see here, and this is an additional grab bar here. They can be in the showers, in the tubs. They can also be next to the toilet. Maybe they may need it on a stair that has a turn in it. You can install a grab bar in there if that would help the homeowner to securely turn a corner on the stairs. But it is important to know that these are not suction cup grab bars. The suction cups can come off the wall, and so therefore they increase fall risk. So all grab bars that you install must securely attach to the wall. You always want to have homeowners test the positioning and comfort of those grab bars, as well as the shower chair and the tub transfer bench when you're planning their placement. Same thing with the tub safety rail. Sometimes if you can't put a grab bar near the edge of their tub due to whatever issues within their wall, you can use a tub safety rail for certain types of tubs. That this is also good to be on there. I will refer you to the Safe at Home document that I talked about earlier. There is a page on there that discusses about great tubs to use the tub safety rail on. You also have the tub transfer bench, the shower bench. Remember, you want those 4 chair legs securely resting on the tub floor. Those grab bars, again, no suction cups on there. They always should be firmly secured to the walls. When possible, you want to attach a grab bar to at least one wall stud. If you're unable to attach a grab bar to a stud, you want to use the appropriate wall anchor to attach it securely. If you're not sure, talk to Rebuilding Together. Talk to the staff, talk to the construction team, and they will help you, help point you in the right direction. When installing grab bars, you want to avoid any concealed plumbing in the wall. And this on this page is just showing you that there are grab bars available in many different shapes. So use one that best works for the space and homeowner. Most often, the ones that you are going to be probably using would be the straight grab bar. Again, going back to that page, this is that document that is on the House Captain page that has the large pictures that can show the homeowners when you're talking about grab bars what they look like. It helps you tell them a fall prevention tip around it. And this important area here for this box are key details that Rebuilding Together wants you to know when you are installing them in a home or planning to install them. Another document that's on our on Rebuilding Together's website, it does talk more about shower chairs versus bench to help you identify which one you think would work, how to use them, the benefits of them, things like that. So if by chance you're not sure about those, that's a resource that you can find on our House Captain page. Let's look at the toilet. First, try to see if you can get a tall toilet for the homeowner. But if that's not possible, whether it's due to cost or labor or time, you want to use a raised toilet seat. And they come in oval or round shapes. And there's a toilet safety frame that basically can also work as grab bars, and that same kind of idea, where they're going to help a person stand and sit and be secure as they're doing it. It's going to help them to be stable as they're standing and sitting for the toilet. When planning their positioning, you always want to make sure the homeowner tests the height comfort when they stand and sit, and make sure that the placement of these do not block access to their toilet paper roll. Again, we're going back to that document. You can see large pictures. Here's some fall prevention tips on that Safe at Home accessibility device document. And here's some important key details for you to remember. Let's look at the living area. Lighting should make your space well lit and glare free. Again, I said it's going to be all the way through the house. Lighting is important. You don't want shadows, you don't want glares. So you want to use LED bulbs and lights and lamps to provide better lighting or brighter lighting. You want to arrange lighting fixtures to distribute the light evenly to prevent those shadows and glare in the room, and make sure that the direct lighting doesn't shine into the client's eyes when they're sitting or when they're standing. You want to think of where they're at and make sure that that's not going to be in their eyes. It's important to know that as adults age, their vision and their contrast sensitivity decreases. That means they're not able to see those differences as much, which makes it between on the stairs a little bit more difficult to see between where those steps are and things of that sort. So, and then also with their vision is impacted because their sensitivity to glare increases. And those are why that increases their risks of falls. You want to keep areas, again, clutter-free, just like I talked about before. Arranging the furniture so there's room between items. Think about having a 3-foot walk path that is open all throughout the room. You want to make sure that those low coffee tables, footrests, decor items, and plants are out of the walk path. You want to encourage them to remove any unused furniture and items that they don't commonly use or are just not needed. Remember again to remove or secure rugs to the floor. Any cords that they have or cables, those should be attached near the walls and away from walk paths. You want to keep the width of the door and the stairways open. And you also look at the curtains because you want to make sure they're not puddled on the floor, because that's where they can catch their feet. They can catch a walker or a cane and possibly trip. When we look at kitchen, this is again looking at organizing. Think of help them to know if they can organize cabinets so that commonly used items are stored in easy to reach places. You can store heavy and commonly used items at waist level, but basically think between waist and eye level for the client is where most of their commonly used items would be good to have. An option that you could do is sliding shelves and organizers if you have the budget for them and the individual needs them. You can do a sliding organizers and shelves when it comes to their deep cabinets, and that just helps them not to have to get as low and get down on their knees or anything and try to bend over and dig in the back of those deep cupboards. When there are some equipments that you can get for homeowners to help them safely get items that are out of their reach. One of them is a step stool with a support bar. This way they can help secure themselves and keep them stable while they reach those items that are higher than their reach. And also a long-handled reacher they can get for light items, whether the items are up too high or down low or far back in an area. This is good for getting light items. Let's look at bedroom. Many of these hazards we've talked about in other rooms. Again, while this room looks pretty decent, it does have a puddled curtain on the floor, which increases the fall risk. Their bedding is laying across the floor here as a fall risk. They have items all scattered throughout their walk path that are not needed that can increase the fall risk. And also, I don't see any night lights in this room, which can increase fall risk at nighttime. My other question is, if this rug or carpet, I'm curious if it's secured to the floor, and also, is it thick? Can it be a tripping hazard because it's too thick? Just some things to look at in the bedroom. So ways to help lower the risk of the fall in the bedroom is just looking to make sure that the cane or walker have a place near the bed that is easy to reach for the homeowner. And again, lighting up that path with a nightlight or a motion sensor nightlight. Additional ways are arranging their bedside table with a lamp so that their eyeglasses, their phone, and there's a flashlight, they can all be within reach while they're in bed. Keeping the open walk space around their bed, keeping that open path to and from the bathroom, and possibly organizing the closet so items are easy to reach, just like within the kitchen. The client's feet should rest flat on the floor when sitting on the edge of the bed. Again, these are all items. These are that are possible ways to help clients reduce fall risks in their house. You may or may not be able to do all the items that we're discussing today. These are just some tips to help you think of when you're going through their homes and addressing things that you see the client needs and that you think would be most helpful for them. So we have fall prevention resources to help you. I've started talking about some of them. They are on our House Captain page. It's the page where all your other documents are, all the other things you look at. But what you want to do is you want to scroll down where on the House Captain page, and you'll see where it says Fall Prevention Resources. This is where you're going to find this presentation as a training guide, and also this video. Those are links that you can click on there. The Safe at Home accessibility device examples and tips is one that I've been referring to. So let's go ahead and see. Each one of these are resources that we have. So let's take a glimpse of these resources. There are two ways, like I said, this video that you can get, either the training guide or the video. Here's the example of that Safe at Home accessibility device example and tips that I had talked to you about. It has several pages, several images, all that you can use to help educate the homeowner. This is also a document we showed earlier with tips on shower chairs, transfer benches, and toilet grab bars in case you would like more details or a better understanding of what to do. There's also a fall prevention guide that is on there that kind of gives it a little bit more individual listings of some of the things that we've talked about on this presentation today. And the other thing that this is not on the page, but I did want to let you know that that the staff provides this sheet, the front and back of this sheet is given to the clients just to help them know many of the items that we've listed on here today, just to help them increase their awareness, because we've told them that we cannot promise that they will get everything on their wish list. But that the house captains will do everything they can to provide the best that they can do on the day for National Rebuilding Day. And this sheets just help them to see if there's items they weren't able to get done on National Rebuilding Day, they can still are aware of them and they can still do these things themselves. So it just is a resource for them on things they could talk about with you, but also recognize they can do on their own or have family members help if they are items that still need to be done. So you can find more information on preventing falls on our resources page, and that's if you want to learn more, and that you just go to our resources page, scroll down to the bottom, and you'll find that there are all kinds of other brochures, that these are just items that can help educate you on fall prevention in case you are really interested in learning more about the different ways to prevent falls. Thank you very much for your time, and wish you all the best. Please use Rebuilding Together staff as a resource for you. If you have any questions, they are there to support you. And have a great day.